Okay, hello everyone. The topic I report today is conducting sensitivity index of stomy in Changhua Coast. I'm the reporter Guo Yiwei. This is the context. The main parts I will report are the origin and purpose of the research, ANP and AHP, overview of research methods, the analysis of the weight and date of the index, and the last one is the conclusion. And now I will start to report. Part 1. The origin and purpose of the research. The origin of this research have 5 parts. First is nowadays the shortage of resources is more and more serious. All the resources on the earth, such as food, water, oil, and natural gas, has certain amount. Resources are inexhaustible. Second is the high population density in Taiwan. Taiwan covers an area of about 66,193 square kilometers, with a total population of about 23.58 million, and the population density is 651 people per square kilometer, which is much higher than the global one. Third is the increasing pollution. Since the Industrial Revolution, various kinds of pollution, such as industrial wastewater and waste, have generally accumulated. Fourth is aggravating environmental problems. These years, many nature environmental problems have arisen, such as climate change and greenhouse effect. If we continue to let pollution continue to expand, it will become inevitable. Fifth is the unique position of Changhua Coast in Taiwan. Changhua Coast located in the western half of Taiwan, which is Taiwan's economic development centers. Besides the important geography location, it also has rich ecological resources, and there are 6 time shops along the coast. Changhua coastline is about 31 kilometers long and has a narrow coastal ecology. Between Fangyuan and Zuosui streams, there is the largest wetland of Taiwan, which is rare in the world as well. Sixthly is environmental detection of Changhua Coast in recent years is serious. Recently, the economy has flourished. The Changhua area is attracting foreigner investment to set up factories. When factories produce products, they also produce pollution in large quantities. Due to the impact of global climate change, the nature environment of Changhua Coast has repeatedly damaged and can be inhabited by animals and plants. The environment is shrinking. Birds are no longer coming to winter. Dolphins are no longer swimming for food. The number of biological groups is decreasing, and ecological diversity is declining. In addition, in recent years, the population of Changhua has become seriously aging, and the population of young and middle-aged people has been moving outside. The number of tourists has decreased as well, and economic development has also declined slightly. And this is the Changhua Coastal Research Area map. We can see this is the research area, and this is Taiwan coastal. Then turning to the purpose of the research. The aim is to find out the direction and strategies for improving environmental problems in the coastal areas of Changhua area. Moreover, there are 3 steps to do the research. First is using the DPSIR concept to establish an indicator architecture. Second is using network level analysis to analyze the relationship between indicators. The last step is identifying the best solution to improve the environmental issues at the Zhanghua coast. Then move on to Satoyama and Satomi. There is a table on the screen which has shown the concept, special point, and core value between Satoyami and Satomi. The concept of Satoyami is cutting down secondary forest or grassy land that are used to be roof animal feed and crop fertilizers regularly, and the concept of Satomi is through man-made operation and interaction between man and nature, coastal waters can be improved in both production and biodiversity. The special point of Satoyami is that in the landscape of the mountains, many different kinds of forest, grassland, and wetlands are mixed together to form intricate muscular patterns, thus become a habitat for many wild animals. In addition, many of these species are endangered species. Moreover, it can help to prevent disasters, protect upstream of catchment areas, and other important ecosystem services. And the special point of Satomi is that human beings can continuously develop without destroying ecological resources, and diverse ecosystems can be preserved. To complete this ideal requires all human cooperation. Their same core value is economic behavior, ecologic, and productive landscape. Then moving on to the second part. In this part, I will introduce an analytic hierarchy process and analytic network process. Here we use a Venn diagram to have a quick look. First is their concept. Analytic hierarchy process, hereinafter referred to as AHP, is multi-objection evaluation decision method processed by American scholar Thomas in the 1970s. The method aimed to stimulate the judgment process and thinking mode when people deal with complex decision problems and express theirs through mathematical methods, so as to solve the decision problems by quantitative methods. Analytic network process, hereinafter referred to as ANP, is a decision-making method proposed by Citi in 1990s for complex structures. It is decision-making method based on the AHP. The network structures of ANP is much more complicated than the hierarchy of AHP. It not only have a hierarchical hierarchy, but also hierarchy with internal dependence and feedbacks. For ANP has many similarities with AHP, and the AHP algorithm is directly used in ANP calculation statement. ANP can be said to be extension of AHP, while AHP is special case of ANP. After saying their similarity, it's time to describing their difference. For AHP, the structure constructed by it is ideal and orderly, and its internal structure is too idealistic, and the hierarchical factors are completely separate from each other, and it basing on the subdivision of the above level elements. The weights of each element are obtained by comparing the elements dominated by the lower level. For ANP, its structure is more realistic and complex network structure, and considering the possibility that factors will interact with each other, the hierarchical level is improved to a network structure, and when we use ANP, we calculate weights by building a superstructure. Then go on to the part 3. In this part, we will have an overview of researcher's method. To start, first explain the reasons for choosing Changhua Coast as a research area, and then in step 2, DPSIR indicators were established and definitions were made for each indicator. After that, the study will start the relationship and status between various indicators through network level analysis. Finally, basing on the data and analyzed, the facility of STOMI in Changhua Coast is analyzed. Then we move on to the DPSIR indicators, architecture, and ANP research. Firstly, we should understand environmental driving force, pressure, and states. Find out the impact of human activities on the nature environment according to driving force, pressure, and current states, and find reason stages are. Then setting up the indicators and give the definition, and developing expert questionnaires. Finally, correcting the analyzing data and evaluating the weights of each factor. So according to all the details above, we find out the DPSI indicators and make table for it. They will be shown in the next 5 pictures, and we just have a quick look is okay. So the indicators of the driving force is D1 climate change, D2 land use, D3 the river regulation, D4 local population, and D5 tourism pattern, and D6 industry development. And about the pressure is P1 water demand, P2 energy demand, P3 biomass, P4 nature culture habit areas, P5 groundwater architecture, and P6 fishery resources. For the states is S1 constant water quantity, fishery resources, and S3 ecological quality, and S4 sea level rise, and S5 waterland area, S6 economic income. For the impact is I1 environmental impact, I2 human health, I3 nature ecologic, and I4 regional culture. And the last one, the response is R1 environmental education, R2 community building, R3 logical noise, and R4 protected area, and R5 green energy. And then draw their relationship, and we can see the same fact indicators interact with each other, and different facts interact with each other. After correcting the information above, we can make questionnaire. The questionnaire have 3 parts: introduction, the concept of indicators, and the scholar table. On the screen, the left table is the way questionnaire evaluate table. In this table, the indicators are compared in pairs. For example, if experts who write this questionnaire think D1 is more important than D3, then he will mark the 9 divide 1. That means very important. And as the degree of the importance decreasing, the number from 9 to 1 to 1 to 1. The special ways to measure is shown as the right picture. Then we move on to part 4. In this part, I will introduce the analysis of the weight and the date of indicators. First is analysis procedure. Firstly, there are more than 2 evaluators. Performance integration is required. The geometric mean is used as the equatic function to calculate the consensus value of the group integration performance. The formula is as follows as this: and G respect the geometric means, N respect the number of experts interviewed, and Xi represents the value of the importance of the experts. Second, produce is establishing the date into comparison mixture. It means if there have elements to compare, there needs to see n2 times to compare pairwisely, and the value of the lower triangle parts of the pairwise comparison mixture is the corresponding presentation of upper triangle parts. The comparison value Aij of the elements Inj is filled in the right half of the main diagonal of the mixture, and Aj is filled in the left half of the diagonal, where Aij is 1 divide Aij, and then the main diagonal is 1. At this point, the mixture 8 is obtained like this. It's like this, and the diagonal is 1 here. Okay. The last procedure is calculating the vector and the mixture eigenvalues of each pairwise comparison mixture. Its main purpose is to understand the relative weight of each elevation elements. Therefore, after establishing the pairwise comparison mixture, the mixture eigenvalue and vector are calculated by formula. The feature vector is the relative weight of each element. Because of more the number of steps, the larger the value of the n, the more complicated the calculation process. So in 1990s, one scholar proposed for approximate solutions. The formula has shown on the picture, and in our study we used the first one. And after finish making the questionnaire, we send it to experts to turn to their help, and then use these details to analyze. So now it's time to explain the questionnaire receiving extracts. 5 questionnaires were issued totally, and 10 feasible questionnaires were collected totally. 5 of them were professional from the Department of Water Resources and Resource Conservation at Fengjia University in Taiwan, 1 from the Department of Land Management at Fengjia University in Taiwan, 2 from the Yellow River Conservation Commission in China, and 2 from the Yangtze River Water Resource Commission in China. Fill in the personnel who are experts in water conservation or ecological background. So using the ways I introduced before, we can get some details, and here I will show you paired construct mixture of D plane affecting D1. The diagonal elements is 1. The elements in lower triangle is the date of the expert performs integration, and the date in upper triangle is the recipient of the low triangle. And then using the formula to calculate the Wi, the result is shown on the picture. This is the weight value of mixture. The original mixture is the whole mixture. And then we can get the conclusion that most important 5 indicators above all is I4 recognition cultures, whose weight is 0.377, R4 protected area, whose weight is 0.352, I3 nature ecology, whose weight is 0.308, and R5 green energy whose weight is 0.303, D6 industry development whose weight is 0.285, and the index of each factor is shown as shown in the follow table. Just have a quick look at OK. And now we can collect all the data, so we can move to the conclusion. From all the indicators, 4 of them are the most important. It is R4, product area, R5, green energy, D6, industry development, and P6, fictional development. When we know these 4 indicators are important, we can make plans such as developing local green energy, building wind power generation and solar power generation, and then supplying energy to local resistant to live. Produce and use while reducing thermal power generation and reducing its impact on the environment. After improving air quality, the health of local residents will also improve. At the same time, the good natured environment and air quality attract tourists to visit, thereby developing the economy, calculating the upgrading of industry structure, and moving the heavily pollution industry out of the local area, and the air quality is further improved. At this time, a good economic environmental can also attract a group of living cultures to settle down. The government has designated protected areas to protect them and promote ecotourism. However, when tourists increase, it also causes damage to the local environment. Therefore, it is necessary to strengthen the education and approach to people to protect the ecology. In this way, the tsunami in Changhua coast is feasible. My report is finished, and this is the source of data. And thanks for your watching.